He had been taking home movies for nearly 30 years. Myrna as a baby in Brooklyn, his wife and family at the beach in Far Rockaway, Henry toddling on a city sidewalk. Then, later, the children riding bikes in Dallas, a visit to Fair Park. Hours of unexceptional films spanning the 30s, 40s, and 50s. Home movies that caught the past. Their parents now dead, the streets of Jewish Brooklyn changed, his young children grown and married, saving at least a bit of it for his own memory and for the grandchildren who would come after him. Only this time, he and his family weren't telling stories and talking and remembering. The room was completely silent, but for the clicking of the film running through the projector. The first frames appear, two of his grandchildren playing in a backyard suburban scene, green grass and a small white patio with a lounge chair in the background. There is the baby, David, in blue gingham overall shorts, toddling toward the camera with his mischievous smile and eyes that crinkle into half crescents when he laughs. The film is silent, but his mouth forms the word Papa. Then there is Jeff, the eldest, long and lean, digging in the grass. He does not look up or wave, so absorbed is he in his task. The scene changes. Abe is inside Jennifer Jr.'s, his dress manufacturing company. Lillian Rogers, his longtime assistant and trusted friend, is fooling around, talking on the phone and pretending to make him wait. "I'll be with you in a minute, Mr. Z." Everyone at work calls him that. Seconds later, he zooms slowly in on her face and catches her in an unguarded moment, smiling girlishly at him. Then the image fades out. He stands, agitated. The screen flickers again, and they are in bright sunshine, outside on Dealey Plaza. He remembers making some test shots and adjusting the settings. How he loved that camera. He loved the mechanism and the beautiful, clean way it operated, and the elegant design of the case. He loved anything that ran efficiently and well. In another life, he would have been an engineer instead of a dressmaker. Maybe if he had been born here instead of in Tsarist Russia. Maybe if he had gotten a proper education instead of going to night school in America to learn English and getting by on his brains and wits. But such was life and chance. There are his employees, Charles and Beatrice Hester, seated at the pergola at Dealey Plaza, and his receptionist, Marilyn Sitzman. He had tried a number of spots before she turned up and noticed a 4-foot wall that he could stand on. It would be perfect, offering him just the vantage point he wanted, looking down on Elm Street, able to follow the motorcade perfectly from left to right as it sailed past him. Here are the first frames, the lead motorcycles rounding the corner of Houston onto Elm. He remembers again that his heart had skipped a beat when they came into view, but that he had stopped filming when he realized that it wasn't the motorcade yet. He wanted to save the film, to make sure he got it all. He would capture the president's beaming smile and a glimpse of his glamorous wife, whose style the women in his own family tried to emulate. One day he would show it to his grandchildren. "That's Jack Kennedy," he would say. "There's Jackie. Look at them smiling and waving. Aren't they beautiful? We loved them. We thought of them like our own family." Finally, the long, dark cars came into view. He remembers the moment, lifting the camera to his eye and pressing the button. No more fiddling. He gripped his forearm, steadying the hand holding the camera, and trained his eye on the open limousine. There they were. He was going to get the whole thing from his perch above Elm Street. They were going to pass right in front of him. The light was excellent. The green grass behind the black car, the First Lady in a pink hat. They came closer, and he could see them perfectly. It had all happened so fast. Now he couldn't fully match up the sounds he had heard with what he saw. The president was smiling and waving. Then Abe lost sight of him for a second or two behind a street sign. When he came out the other side, something seemed wrong. His wrists were up around his throat, and then he slumped over to the side toward the First Lady. Abe didn't understand what he was seeing. He was paralyzed watching through the lens. Had he heard a firecracker? Was the president joking?